So Wayne, tell the people who Wayne Small is, man, because I feel like people got a misunderstanding of you, man. They really don't know who you really are as a person, which is extremely interesting, you know. But just tell the people who Wayne Small is, man. What you about?
Well, I would like to think that I'm a stand-up dude. You feel me? I never change. I'm always who I was when you met me. You feel me? That's how I always like to look at how I live my life. You know, I'm passionate about anything that I love. You know, I'm an only child, so I got some of that syndrome in me. You feel me? You know, I'm just a black man out here trying to progress, trying to do the right things, stay out of the way.
No doubt.
Do the right things.
And to be honest with y'all, the thing that drew me to Wayne, man, is, again, I say this to him all the time, is his transparency and his honesty. Like, you don't see that a lot, especially from where we from, and I understand it too, because, like, you know, a lot of people just going through trauma in this city, and I'm gonna talk about that a little more. And it's like it kind of get in the way of like the goodness of people in this city. You know, the trauma, like, you just bypassed all that and you see the negative part, whatever like that, and you see the fake smiles and you see all these other things. But, you know, people like Wayne come a dime a dozen. You don't get people that's that transparent and honest, and a lot of people can't appreciate it. You know, they, for some odd reason, they rather the fake smiles and things like that. I don't understand that at all. But, you know, that's the main reason that as soon as Wayne came on as a guest, the first time, I was like, light bulb came off. I said, he gotta be on this show. He gotta be on this show. You know, so.
And the thing I like about Twan is he will call you out on your shit, you feel me? Even if it hurts your feelings.
You know, but I mean, and again, I think that's another thing that's missing with a lot of people in the city is like, what are we here for with each other, right? Like, as far as friends and as far as family and as far as associates. Like, if we're not going to be fully transparent and honest with each other and constructive criticize each other, like, why are we around? Why are we in each other's space? Like, we just wasting time. Like, I would hope that, you know, people trying to make each other better. I would hope that's the case. You know, if you got people in your lives like that. You know, but the sad thing is, it's just not. It's just not. Everybody got their own motives, and again, you go back to that trauma, and that's how it is in the inner city. You know, you deal with trauma all the time, and everybody want to be selfish and just get what they can get. You know, because of the system and because of what we think society has given us. Like, a lot of people that grew up in the city really think this 9-mile radius is life. Like, it's crazy. Like, this is the whole world in 9 miles, you know? And now you gotta survive in that 9 miles, you know? So when you in survival mode, kill or be killed. Kill or be killed.
Speaking of that, there go the war zone right here. Man, I ain't pull up on this curve, man.
Fair.
I ain't pull up on this curve in 20-something years.
You don't go to no parking spot. You pull up on the curb.
Yeah.
Man, you get that feeling already, boy. Whew.
Yeah, the next pull up ain't there for me.
You pull up on the court, you see who there already. Man.
Yeah.
Like for real, like, this is where the importance of this to me is you either gonna gain your heart coming out here or somebody gonna take it, right? Because you got so many things going on, right? You got good basketball players, you got the hustlers on the sideline, you got a crowd watching you play, like, you got people talking trash to you. There's so much going on, and if you ain't built for it, you're gonna crumble. You're gonna find out that day. You know, you're gonna find out that day. And another thing, the court is so small, right? Like, you ain't got many angles to get to the basket, if you think about it. So if you're not aggressive, if you're not playing as hard as you possibly can, you're gonna get eaten alive out here. You know? Like, when Wag and people in them used to come out here and, like, really good basketball players, man, this was the best scene ever. You know, so when you go to a play in front of a organized game, 5,000 people or something like that, man, it's nothing. It's nothing, you know. And that's what I think is missing from these kids nowadays, you know. Like that's the only thing I could think of right now is like, yeah, kids are more skilled, like way more skilled than us, but they don't know this life at all. Like they don't know falling on this concrete. They don't know this grown ass man that's 45 talking trash to a 16-year-old. You know, they wouldn't even comprehend that. Like, what is that? That was normal for us. You know, they don't understand any of that. You know, and I think that's what's missing a lot. Just the purity of the air, just the weed smoke while you making a move over here to your left. Like that's what it's about. And you think it's nothing at the time, but it really builds who you are as far as character and things like that, as far as who you are as a man. You know, you think you just out here playing basketball, but nah, you getting them that being able to navigate that pressure at an early age.
That grit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, it's glass. That's how it was. It's glass on the floor, right at the half court line. Like, that was normal. Ain't nobody pick it up. We ain't sweep it up or nothing. we just kick it right to the side and keep going. You know, this was an important time in our life. You know, at the time I didn't think it was built in anything, but you know, it was really turning us, you know, into the people we are today. You know, and I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, I wouldn't change it for the world. Everything, you know, it was everything. You know, if you can play out here, you can pretty much play anywhere. Like, you know, you going in all them stadiums and college and things like that. And this is more pressure packed than that, in my opinion. You know, now again, I feel like kids got to get back to that, man. Really important. Really important. How y'all feel about Camden right now, as a whole, just in general?
I feel like Camden is progressive right now. It's progressive. They're definitely trying to move into the 21st century. But the ill part of it is it's been so many lives and so many people left behind. And it took us this long to get this far, which in all aspects wasn't that far. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We've lost too many people waiting for the change to come. The change is right here, but is it a change for us? That's the question. There's more gentrification going on than anything else. More progress for that standard of life, or those standards of people. We've been displaced. Moved out, down the highway, as jokers like to say. But when you go down the highway, you better have a good vehicle.
Sure.
Because it ain't nothing within arm's reach like it is here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can walk to the corner store here.
Right.
Not down the highway. You need a bus.
Right. What you got, Wayne?
I love Camden. We'll be alright. We got a couple leaders that come from the struggle, that's getting in office and doing everything. You know what I mean? My mentor trying to get into the school system and all that. We're gonna be alright. Gotta keep on striving.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like everything y'all saying is right, and it's a real great area with it. It's like, yeah, a lot of people in Canada need help, but also a lot of people need to get off their ass too.
Right.
And go find what's going on. Because and that's the thing, it's all here, right? Like everything is here that you need. Like the gentrification, it don't gotta be just one particular group of people, you know, getting into these rooms and getting this financial support. You know, it's all here, the knowledge is here, but people don't want to go out and seek it. And that's my thing with, you know, black people in a way at times too. It's like we be wanting handouts. We be just wanting people to give us things sometimes. And don't get me wrong, like to an extent we deserve it. You know, like again, you just throwing us in these communities and asking us to make it out, like that's a lot. But we built for it. To me, we built for it. And that's the thing we just forget. Like, we got all the tools that we need. We got all the tools that we need, and we don't use them all the time, you know? So, it's a double-edged sword with that, I think, you know, in this city. But I do think we just need to open our eyes, because the gentrification been happening for how long? We've been talking about this, Hawk? How long?
Years.
20 years. Gentrification started 20 years ago, you know? So if you sat around for 20 years, then you missing out, you know? But if you try to prepare yourself, you had 20 years to prepare, you know? Can't cry to everybody now.
Now, I got a question for y'all.
What's up?
We all came up in this, and everybody in this van is stand-up dude. Y'all all got y'all wits about y'all. Y'all got y'all, you know, your faculties. Your mind is in the right place. Your heart is in the right place. The big thing now on the forefront, and not to take it to Ben Simmons or anything like that, but this whole mental health thing. That's on the forefront of everybody's brain and tongue, and everybody wants to help mental health. Do you guys feel like you developed any type of mental health issues from growing in this area, from the trauma that you saw or the trauma that you heard about, or just the way that Camden life is? Do you feel like you yourself have developed any mental health issues because of it?
I start. Absolutely. But the difference with me is I'm a fight against it though too. We all got some type of mental health trauma. We all got something going on in our brain or in our body that's just not normal because of our upbringing.
Right.
It's only inevitable. Anybody out here that's just fine, they're lying to themselves. But I'm glad you asked that question, because my stance is though. So what's our alternative? All right, we got a mental problem. We depressed. We got anxiety disorder. We got all these things. Okay, so now you acknowledge it. What's the alternative?
Well, acknowledging it is the first step, right?
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? You just gonna sit with it and just let it be? Because that's what I got. I got a mental problem. I grew up in a poverty-stricken community, and I just allow it to be whatever it's gonna be.
Right.
Or you gonna fight against it? Or you gonna go get knowledge? Or you gonna stop being lazy and get off your ass and do something for you and your family instead of just collecting food stamps? You know what I mean? Like, it's an alternative, but the world is pressed so against us to making us think that it's not an alternative, you know, but it is, you know? So yeah, to answer your question, I definitely feel like we all got some mental trauma and mental health issues. Yeah, for sure. But that don't gotta be the end all be all to your life either.
No, it doesn't.
And we built for it, and I always say that. Like, we built for this adversity.
Get a shot of Vic on this poster behind you right here.
Oh yeah. That's his joint. Yeah. What you got, Wayne?
Say that again.
It definitely put a chip on my shoulder coming from the hood. You know what I mean? It definitely made you get tough skin. Put a chip on your shoulder, and it should have motivated you to keep on progressing, to let you know that this is not the end all be all. You know what I mean? Like, I know my first trip to go see my dad in Miami let me know that the world was big. I came back here like, yo,
What is going on?
yo,
This can't be like
yeah, there's no way. Like, they tricked us.
gotta be more.
Yeah. And look, you was showing that at what age was that? 7th, whatever. 7th grade. You was showing that at an early age, right? Imagine a dude that's 45 that still think that there's nothing else out there. Like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But if you don't know, or if you don't go seek the information, that's how your life is gonna be. And it's not, bro. This world is huge, bro. This world is huge. And that's part of why we doing this show. That's part of why we doing what we doing, man. Because a lot of these kids and a lot of these younger parents that we mentor and things like that, and we do this show for, they really think that there's nothing else out there. Like, this is my life. I'm gonna eat this way unhealthy. I'm gonna go to these type of schools. I'm gonna live this. I'm gonna wait till Friday to live my life. Like, I'm gonna do all these things that structure, society, quote unquote, put this structure in my life to survive and to live. And that's just the way it is. And it's gonna be like that for every single generation. And nobody wanna break it. But to an extent, if you don't know that it's other things out here, you can't necessarily fault, you know, the person,
yeah.
Right? Because they don't know.
When you know better, you do better.
Yeah, this another part that you know, this is like a lifeblood. of the city, man. You know, and I ain't always understand it at times, but you know, a lot of people literally have good and bad days based on Canada High, Canada High success as far as basketball. You know, and they got a great team right now. You know, they doing great things, but you know, this made or broke you too. You know, this made or broke you too. You know, playing in front of these fans, playing in front of this atmosphere, you know, it's not for most. It's not for most. You know, that's why I give this dude next to me so much credit, you know, because he did it without even breaking a sweat. I don't think I ever seen Wayne nervous, ever. I don't know how he was inside, but outside, he looked stoic. You know, like it was just another day at the job. I was built for this, you know. And that's what this city do to you, man. It breaks some people, but some people will flourish in the adversity of it, you know. You know, and that's the beautiful part about this city. You know, if you can make it out of here and do things successfully, you know, you could. Life is nothing. You know, being in a room with suit and tie guys, man, that ain't. What is that?
Yeah, that's not hard.
That ain't hard. You know, another thing I see with this though, real quick, like it show you how fast times change. Like, I just remember even what Hawk is talking about. Like I still feel like we was in high school 2 years ago, right? Like it don't feel that long ago, and now look at this, like.
Right. And moving forward, none of the youth will remember what was. Depending on how old you are, if you wasn't there, you don't remember it.
Yeah. Times change so fast. A lot of people don't like change, man. Change is really uncomfortable, but it's gonna happen. You know, especially with gentrification and things like that. Like this world is moving faster and faster, and we gotta adjust to it. You know, so yeah. Hopefully the school looks beautiful.
What's up, man? Down here at the Sixers Arena, Meanwhile practice facility, training complex. You know what I mean? They brought the Sixers to the mecca of basketball, Camden.
I still can't believe it's here.
I mean,
Be
the
honest
mecca of
with y'all.
basketball. We the mecca. That's what it is.
Clap your hands, everybody.
Yeah, again, like I said earlier though, it's just crazy how time just flies. Like sometimes you forget that this is here. You know, this place, unless you come downtown, like really got a professional team, you know, in the city. But like Wayne said, you know, it kind of makes sense with the way basketball is in the city. Nah, but this is a beautiful thing for the city, man. It's a beautiful thing, you know. Again, another resource that, you know, we don't tap into as much as we possibly can. You know, it's right here. Like this is a great example of literally people live a mile from this organization.
Right.
You know, it's another resource. You know, instead of us just complaining about things that's not going on, you know, in our favor and things like that. Like, look, you got this down here. You got the Hotex of the world. You got, I mean, businesses we got that's making
Millions,
a lot
millions of dollars.
a lot of money and doing a lot of things. Like it's right here. So it's like, nah, we ain't got no excuse no more, man. It's enough with the excuses, man. Start taking actionable steps, you know, in order to get what you want and get what you deserve. Forget what you want, get what you deserve. Like we all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be comfortable spending time with our family instead of working 8, 10, 12-hour shifts. You know, like we deserve that. We deserve that. You know, so go out and get what you deserve. You know, they gonna do it.
Yeah, they gonna do it regardless.
Everybody around us is gonna do it. You know, they gonna take advantage. You part of that too. You deserve that piece of that pie too. Talk about the show for a second, Wayne. Tell people what would you like people to gain from watching us on the show?
I would love everybody to tune in. Just watch our group. That's first. Watch our group. See how we just develop and turns into, because we don't know what we doing right now. We just winging it. You feel me? We don't know where this can lead.
Sure.
So watch our development. That right there is teaching you something right there. We just, when the coronavirus came, let's put some cameras up, do a podcast.
Yeah.
And survive the pandemic.
Yeah.
Something to do, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
An outlet definitely for me, just to talk. Sometimes you just need to talk.
Good morning, man.
You know, and I believe that if you watch our show,
Yeah, he
and you sit there and listen, you can't just watch bites.
I'm doing
you gotta
an
watch it.
interview.
You know,
Camden.
we
About
talking at
Camden,
work.
Camden High, so they call you back.
We talking at work.
Yeah, it's so funny Wayne said that, man. It's like I would hope that people, you know, get inspired watching us based off what Wayne just said. It's like, hey, we just did this, bro. Like, cause we had something to say. You know, it's really that simple. You know, do we know what we was doing? Nope. I have no idea. We just knew we had something to say. And we made mistakes? A ton of them. A ton of them. Are we still making mistakes? A ton of them. Are we trying to learn from the mistakes? We are, every single day. But, you know, but we doing it. And my point in saying that is, like, we all have these capabilities in this city. All of us. Like, I believe we all have some type of genius level talent within us. Now, it's up to us to navigate it and find what that is, but we can't do it unless we take action. Like, a lot of people want to just talk. I hear so many people in this city just talking, like, because they got a mouth. Like, but you ain't taking no actionable steps in order to do things.
Right.
You know, but we want to criticize everybody else that is taking actionable steps. You know, it makes no sense to me. You know, we all possess a talent, man, and that's what this platform is. We just want to inspire. We want to give whatever knowledge we have, even if people disagree with us. That's fine. That's fine. But the conversation needs to be started, and like Wayne said, dig deeper in what we really trying to do. You know, we not trying to downplay anybody or any other organization. You know, we just stating our truth in the most respectable way that we know how to do it. You know, this world is huge. I mean, go ahead, Hawk.
You know what I get from watching y'all podcast and what I think that y'all are doing and accomplishing? I like to call it the Bob Marley effect. Y'all schooling the youth. And that's the most beautiful thing. That's the most pure thing that you can do. School the youth. Because if you don't know, you don't know. And then, like I said earlier, ignorance is bliss. But I want to tell you, I appreciate y'all. Continue on your journey. Keep doing what you're doing. Because somebody's getting the message. You never know who you touched. You know what I mean? You can affect a person and never have met them, but they watch that podcast show and now they tune it in every week just to get a little bit of the knowledge. Continue with your greatness, man. Stay on that path.